Masters. Once again, thanks to Rob at Kith and Kin for our coffee and our scones and our muffins, and they're just really excellent today. And matter of fact, the coffee is a little high-powered for me. I'm drinking some water right now, so I don't get too carried away here when we get going with the fishing report. Here's the fishing report,
Right.
I don't want to be doing that.
How a little high-powered.
How was the lake?
The lake was way up.
Wow.
And really still going up.
Mm-hmm.
I heard different guys say different things that they had read and seen. I'm thinking anywhere from 7 to 12 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I finally saw some water out here east of town right before you get to Riverside. They kept saying we're going to have the flood warning, and it was going to go a little over flood stage, and it wasn't until last night that I drove out there that I finally saw water.
Well, it's definitely flood stage, and it has reached Brantley. I saw an aerial, I saw a video somebody did with a drone that looked like out at the Joby farm. That whole area is underwater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looked strange. It looked like another lake.
Yeah.
So it really did come down. Well, and the guy that posted it said the slowest flood in history because it just took so long. I think it was supposed to crest to Brantley on Wednesday, and it didn't get there till I think either yesterday morning early or Saturday night. But the water was coming down, and the lake just kept rising, and so really high, great in terms of the depth. I mean, the lake needed that. And I read this morning, it looks like we're going to have more flood possibilities this week here in southeast Mexico, up in the mountains, coming down and through here southeast Mexico into West Texas. So that's really good. I hope that we get to keep that water over the fall and winter, and then in the spring have a good full lake and the fish will be healthy. It definitely, we talked a little bit about this last week, what would it do to the fishing conditions, and I told you I wasn't sure, but it would affect them. It affected them.
Okay.
The fish were hard to get a bite.
Really?
We really had a slow bite. Only had 2 teams catch any keepers on Saturday, and only 2 teams catch any keepers yesterday, although one of the teams, and we're going to see pictures here in a minute, found a spot that was loaded up with fish. They could even see them.
Wow.
The water was pretty stained, pretty muddy, but it was clearing already yesterday, although I think it'll be muddy again today because it did hit, I think yesterday, that flood level, that overflowed the Pecos River banks and was coming into the lake. But really tough bite. I mean, we just couldn't get them to bite as a whole. We had 8 teams Saturday and 5 teams yesterday, and we'll see here in just a second on the pictures. The team that found them yesterday had a huge bag, but nobody else could find them. We had one other team yesterday that caught 1 fish, 1 keeper.
Where do you suspect the fish were going when all this water was?
I think they were still down. I think they were still down where they were before the flood started happening, which I think. They're up. They're feeding this time of year, and so they're generally up, cruising the shorelines and structure, looking for bait fish. I think they were just down at that level before because the lake rose so fast. My dad and my brother went down to the lake on Friday. We had pre-fish day for Friday for our tournaments, and they talked to the parks department. They were pulling up at the boat ramps. There's ramps, and then they go out to a dock on either side of the lake, east and west side, and they were pulling those up because the little ramp that connects the boat ramp to the dock was underwater. Mm-hmm. I mean, a portion of it, and so they were pulling. That's how they adjust those as the water levels go up and down, and they were adjusting it. And they told my dad and brother that they had moved them 10 feet just that day.
Wow.
So 5 feet once each, and then they came back because the water was rising that fast. They moved them another 5 feet. We were down there, of course, Saturday, and they moved them twice while we were on the lake. But Jeff and I were fishing together, my brother, and
so it was coming in so fast. You probably even noticed that the...
Well, I mean, I didn't notice except for that they were moving the docks. Yeah. I mean, I didn't notice, because we were moving around the lake, but
right.
But they were moving that ramp and pulling the docks toward, and they've got, like I said, they've got them set where they can do that, and they can also push them out as the lake level goes down so that they're not sitting on dry ground. But yeah, we watched them move them twice yesterday. Saturday. So they moved them at least twice Friday, and they moved them 5 foot each time to get them up,
right,
to get the walk across ramp up out of the water. They had to move it 5 feet up the bank or the boat ramp, and they did that twice. And then yesterday we saw them doing it twice. So the water level's really coming in and rising, and it's still going to be doing that probably the rest of this week as the water comes out. And then, like I said, I got a flood zone. I got a flood warning. Probably everybody did that has a cell phone. This morning my phone went off and said there's another chance for heavy rain and flood the next 3 days starting this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, very good. Well, where would you like to begin? You want to talk pictures first?
Let's go to I think Jeff texted me back, and Jeffrey texted me back, said he had them all. I texted him this morning. So this was 8/27, which was Saturday.
Okay.
And I don't know why I took a snapshot on my computer. It's a little blurry, but and I was in a hurry, and I did the whole top part too. Normally I just show the results, but the bottom half, if you're watching on KSVP Radio, Facebook, or the website, you can see the bottom half of their tournament results. It was a team tournament Saturday, and Jeff and I ended up winning the tournament, my brother and I, with just 3 fish and just 4.6 pounds. We had 2, they were almost identical. We had 3 fish, 1.5, 1.5, and 1.6 was our big bass. Mike Hill and Catherine Martinez took second with 2 fish. They had a big bass of 2 pounds, so Catherine caught that. She won big bass of the day with a 2-pounder. So nothing big Saturday, and you can see 8 teams. Only Jeff and I and Mike and Catherine even caught keepers, and Jeff caught all 3 of our keepers. He was throwing a topwater bait that I purposely wasn't throwing. Both, number one, because I don't fish it as well as he does, but number 2, I was on the front of the boat on the boater. I didn't want to be missing bites, so he threw that all day, and it was the bait we caught fish on. Although I caught fish too, just no keepers, and he caught several, and only the 3 keepers. But that won us the tournament. So Saturday's tournament, as you can see, a lot of zeros, and not very many fish caught. 5 total keepers caught on Saturday.
Well, there won't be a lot of pictures then for Saturday.
Just two pictures, which we can see those next.
All right.
And that's Jeff and I, and you can see ours were 14.5 to 15 inches. I think the one I'm holding was our smallest one, and it was about 14.5. The other 2, 15 inchers. But that was the winning bag out of 8 teams, and a lot of good anglers. I mean, there's good fishermen, and the fish just were not biting. And that water level rising like it did just shut them off,
Yeah.
Or if they were biting, we didn't find them. Where Jeff and I found them was up in shallow water in the back of cuts and coves. I mean, we just really didn't get bit anywhere else, but that was the winning bag there, 3 fish.
All right, and then there'd be one other picture from Saturday.
For Saturday. And that's Mike Hill and Catherine Martinez, and you can see hers you can see the 2-pounder looks really a lot bigger than our fish, but it wasn't much heavier. It was just funny. They're feeding right now. They're not real heavy. Although we're going to see on Sunday's tournament, Mike and Catherine won Sunday yesterday, and they caught some nice fish where they found them and caught them. But that was the second place finishers right there, Mike Hill and Catherine Martinez, and Catherine also won big bass.
All right, so let's go to Sunday and take a look at the Sunday results here as we're doing our Pecos Valley Bassmasters fishing update. So I'm guessing if the rain waters had come in earlier in the week, or maybe if there's not a lot that comes in over the next few days, if you were to go out this coming weekend, it might be a little bit more conducive to fishing.
I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
I think the fishing is going to be really fantastic over this fall.
Yeah.
Assuming and hoping they don't turn a lot of the water out. Even if they turn the water out, it's going to be good. But and I don't think we have to. Well, I don't know. I know that the irrigation is almost done for the CID in Carlsbad.
Yeah.
Carlsbad Irrigation District. How much they got to send to Texas, and if it's got to come out now or not until next year, I don't know. But I don't. Jeff, did you find them? They should have been the very next post, and there it is.
There's your Sunday results.
Yeah, Sunday results. I ended up just taking the picture of the final. Now we had 5 teams, but one of the teams ended up not going fishing. So I just showed the top 4 there, and Mike Hill and Catherine Martinez. This is a difference in the 2 days. 16.6 pounds. That's a great bag on Brantley Lake, and really a pretty good bag anywhere. And Mike caught a big bass, 5.6 pounder to win big bass. Jerry Houghtaling and Kelly Whitehead come in second. They caught 1 fish, but it was a 3.9 pounder, and so it was a good fish. But yeah, you can see there, what did I do? I put Mike Hill and Catherine Martinez twice. I got to go back and fix that. I didn't see. I copied and pasted the wrong thing. It was actually Jeremy Fuentes was fishing yesterday, and he didn't catch keeper. He didn't have a partner, and Lee Johnson also didn't have a partner. It was a team tournament, but they just fished solo. So I'm sorry about that. Mike Hill and Catherine Martinez didn't get third also. They got first.
Well, and your difference on the days, your big bass on Saturday was a 2-pounder, and your big bass on Sunday is a 5.6-pounder. So
yeah,
pretty big difference there.
Yes, very big difference.
All right, next one.
So there's Mike and Catherine, and you can see they caught a nice limit of 5 fish, and the one that's in Mike's right hand is the 5.6-pounder, but and Catherine has one that's probably over 3.5 or so, but just a great bag there for Mike and Catherine.
Okay, and there's just one more picture?
One more picture, and that's Kelly Whitehead on the left and Jerry Houghtaling, my dad, on the right, and they caught that 3.6-pounder, 3.9, whatever it was. Just one fish, but a nice one. So that was yesterday. You can see the blue, clear sky. Well, not clear. There was puffy white clouds everywhere, but it was really pretty both days. Had a little bit of a breeze Saturday. Yesterday, the guys told me they didn't have much of a breeze at all, so it was hot. It was hot both days, but yesterday I think felt hotter because not much wind. And of course, Jeff and I didn't fish yesterday. We were at church, but I went down after lunch with the kids and did the tournament weigh-in and took the pictures. But Brantley has been fishing pretty good all year. And so with the addition of the water, I think it's going to, just increases where we can fish, and I think it's going to continue fishing great. And that brings us into, I think, if Jeffrey saw them, I also posted. So you got the last post that I did, Jeff?
Which is
it's the year-end results.
Year-end results.
So I've got the year-end results, which I'm going to name right here on the radio. Now, all of our people already got the text and the email. Not email. I sent out a text this morning, but I'm going to name it here publicly. Who won the Angler of the Year and the Co-Angler of the Year, and also Big Bass of the Year. And I've got those that we can look at
all right
here in just a second.
So, Jeffrey, if you'll put those up on the screen, we will have a drum roll, and we will announce the winners.
And they know, because our club members know if they were able to read your text this morning. I know everybody works, and so some of them may not have seen their text yet, but I did get that information out today. I went back and double-checked. I certainly could have made a mistake somewhere down the list, but I'm pretty sure the top ones are correct. I think they're all correct. There we go. So there is the boaters, or the Angler of the Year, is Jerry Houghtaling. Congratulations to him.
2 points.
He is my dad. He ends up beating Mike Hill by 2 points, and you saw Mike and Jerry were neck and neck there coming in this weekend.
Yeah.
And you saw they both. Dad didn't catch any fish on Saturday. Him and Kelly, but yesterday might have saved him. I didn't put in, because the way we do it, if you don't catch a fish and you fish a tournament, you get 5 points less than the last place team. So yesterday, catching that one fish got them $2.99 instead of $2.94, or it would have been $2.95. I don't know if that made a difference, because we dropped 9. Because there's possibility of 19 tournaments, and so 10 as we took our top 10. But yep, Jerry Houghtaling with the win. He won Angler of the Year, and we're a Striker Bass Club. Striker is a fishing apparel brand, and Jerry's going to win his choice of several different things. Rain suit or Arctic suit or whatever, very expensive stuff, anywhere from $400 to $600. Because we're a Striker Bass Club, they provide that. And I'm going to try to get, last year was David Watkins won our Angler of the Year, and he got to pick out a really nice, it was several $100 suit that they give to us for our Angler of the Year. And I'm going to ask them this year. I'm going to reach out to Striker this week and ask them if we can get something for our Co-Angler of the Year too, now that we're in year 2 of our association with them. Mike Hill comes in second, Mark Williver third, David Rutherford fourth. And you can see they all fished 10 tournaments. And Chris True must have fished 9. And then Lee Johnson must have fished 8. And then I guess fished 7, because you can see kind of a 300 around difference. And then it drops off from there. But to get those 10 minimum, the top 4 guys had at least 10 tournaments, and you can see that difference. And so congratulations to my dad, Jerry Houghtaling, for winning first.
Yeah, and Mike Hill's probably looking back, if I'd have caught one more fish here, or if I'd have caught a little bit bigger fish here, or
he didn't fish. Jerry fished every tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you an advantage too, because you got more opportunities to get first. You know? And so I think Mike missed 3 or 4 tournaments out of the 19, maybe a few more. So that does help you. So it's wise, if you can, to fish every tournament, do it.
Right.
You know, that's what that means. But yeah, great year for all the anglers, and even the ones that only fished one tournament. We were glad to have them, and hopefully we have a big championship tournament. Go ahead, Jeff, if you want to go to the next picture.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be our co-angler or non-boaters, and Kelly Whitehead.
Okay.
He ends up winning. And it was the same thing. Catherine Martinez and fished with Mike all year. Kelly fished with my dad all year, except for one tournament, I think. And he ends up winning co-angler of the year with 29.92 points. Catherine in second at 28.989. Lex Klein had a great year. 29.78 comes in third. Lisa Rutherford fourth, and then you see that drop again. So we had 4 boater or anglers and 4 co-anglers that did get the minimum of 10, so it was a good race right down to the end. But congratulations to Kelly Whitehead for winning co-angler of the year.
Excellent. So now you've got a championship
tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take the top 10 anglers and top 10 co-anglers, or boaters, non-boaters. We'll just go right down that list. If somebody can't fish it, then we'll go to the next one in line, you know. And so that means that we've decided, you know, anybody's eligible. It's theoretically possible for number 16 there, Kelly Franco, to get to fish in the championship, even though he only fished one tournament, if enough people in front of him say, well, I can't be there, or I'm not going to be able to fish. So anybody that fished at least one tournament is eligible to possibly make it if others in front of them don't. I mean, obviously, the top 10 right there, they're the ones that are in at this moment. But if some of them say they can't fish, then, you know. One more picture real quick.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Big bass.